Hey, how are you doing? Good. Okay, so let's take a look. This is the second part of our analysis and seeing the way that we can translate the teachings of the Taiji Chuan classics into our Tai Chi form and into our movement. So again, I wanted to give a thumbs up to this book. This is called the Taiji Chuan Classics. It's written and annotated by Barbara Davis, and it includes a commentary by Chen Wei Ming, which is amazing. So here's the passage that we were discussing. This is the second part of that. And this is from the Taiji Chuan Qing, which is attributed to Zheng Sanfen, who was the founding father, the originator here. So again, this is the translation. Empty and full should be divided clearly. Each point in your body in this way has empty and full. Every point always is empty and full. The whole body in every joint is strung together. Do not let it be even the slightest bit broken. In our first video, we were discussing this idea of lightness and fullness, and the idea specifically in reference to weight. There's a lot of other uses and observations of fullness and lightness, but we were really talking specifically about shifting weight from one foot to the other foot, one foot being heavy, which is when we look at our Tai Chi 2 symbol, a very heavy leg is known as a yang leg. That would be the white side of the symbol, and a very light leg is called the yin leg, which is the dark side, the black side of the symbol. So today we're going to talk about this idea of the continuous motion. And I want you to think about when we're doing our form, we're going to be doing the core form again, but this is the next layer that I want to layer into our Taiji Chuan cake that we're building here. For continuous, this idea of togetherness, continuous motion, it's like the idea of if you had, Chinese coins used to have a hole, they have a hole in them, and they used to be carried, it was effective to carry them by putting them on a string and carrying them together. So this is really the idea that all the coins are strung together on this one string. It also has a connotation for cowrie shells. The cowrie shells used to have, they were strung together, the hole through the shell, and to make bracelets, and if they were trading with cowrie shells, however it was. But anyway, so with that being said, how can we apply that to our movement? Well, it should kind of make sense to you that when we are moving in our Taiji Chuan form, we want to be continuous when we do that. We want to exemplify and manifest the movement and the energy of the universe. And in the universe, the sun doesn't stop at 5:20 every day and hold itself for a while and then keep going. It's just this continuous circuit. The earth doesn't stop spinning after a certain point of the day, thank God, where we all go flying into space. The tide doesn't stop its flow coming in and out. So this is just our life cycle that we unfortunately we don't ever stop in our growing or our aging. We just the whole world, all of duality, is in transition, in the transitional state. As much as we would like things to stay the same, change is just a natural part of the process of the universe that we find ourselves. And this should be reflected in our form, definitely. So when we're moving, we want to emulate that. So we're going to do this in two different ways. First of all, we're going to work on the physical movements, that we're always in some kind of motion. And then I want to tie it into the breath and doing it, utilizing the breath in our movement. Again, we are going to be using the Tai Chi core form, which was developed by Sifu Carl Totten. So This form is a great way to study and to really practice mindful information like this, because it's short enough that we don't get lost in the form. Even the 24 can be pretty, your mind can be distracted. So this is a nice pithy form that covers all the basic movements, and it's only a minute or so long, so it really helps us to learn and to weave in these aspects. So let's start out. We're going to start doing our form here. Again, going into our beautiful circle. Remember, that circle is outside of time and space, outside of our personal worries and our regrets, dwelling about our lives, our past or our future, whatever that is, and take a big deep breath. So now we're going to be working just on the idea of continuous movement. All right. So shifting the weight into the right foot, and then we step out into Wuji. And as soon as we finish, that weight is stopped, then we begin, the hands are coming up. And down. So right as the hands come into place, we shift the weight all the way into the left, and we shift over to the right. Feel the weight keeps moving, and then we step out and release. So keep that motion, follow the motion, good. We're coming forward, we roll back. Release that right hand. Release the left hand, always moving. Just being mindful, like the tides, like the waves. Release it out, good. Keep going. And bring it all down into the right foot. Right hand falls away, left hand turns over. Step back. Release. Hung. Grasp the peacock's tail there. Press. Release that back foot. Follow that motion out and back. Release it. Pull the hands. Getting set up for single whip. Pull all the weight into the right. Release it out. Single whip. Releasing the weight. And here we wave hands like clouds. 2. And here comes number 3. All the weight shifts into the left. Hands are coming down. We kick. Down. Double box the temples. Grab. Fluid like water. Coming back. We go up. Sink that weight. Release that weight. Until it gets its furthest extension. And then it comes back. Furthest extension, comes back. Furthest, down, up, sink, up slightly, lift, and then sink again. Down, sink into the bones, let the bones float. Good, sink, sink, sink. Now we shift the weight, Back in. Good. We bring the hands up. Right hand. Is being wrapped by the left. Good, very good, excellent. Come back to our beautiful circle where we started from. Excellent, well done. So hopefully you can see, and this is just something to practice and practice and practice in your own time. Even just taking, this is always a good one, from Pang, the 4 of the most fundamental moves. Just feeling how that everything comes together. So from Pang, everything is nicely flowing and fluid. There's never a point where the body is stuck and stops. We're always in motion. You could even do it where you like physically stop yourself and then feel, well, what would that be like if I stop myself, and then keep it going, and you'll notice there's a huge difference. And we just don't want to do that. So anyway, I hope that helps. Now let's go into the second part of this. So the second part is with the breath. Our breath wants to be flowing as the body is flowing. And the breath, you never want to be holding your breath, and you never want to be running out of breath. So those are the two we have to learn, and it really comes with practicing the form. You'll kind of start to figure out how the breath folds into the form. One thing I do want to say about breath. Breath, when it comes to the Tai Chi form, and it comes to when we talk about releasing Jin and releasing the energy from the body, ultimately, when we get to the higher levels, how you breathe when you do the form is not that important, because you should be able to release energy and Jin within the body. If you're exhaling or if you're inhaling, it should make no difference. You should be able to release the Fa, you should be able to release that energy through the body no matter what your breath, wherever your breath's at. Because otherwise then we get too locked into, well, every time I exhale, I'm going to be releasing Jin. It doesn't have to be that specific, because then, especially in a fighting, if you're with an opponent, you're having to be exhaling every time you're doing this. No, it's like we want to be able to integrate, so whether the left or the breath does not dictate if we're able to release Jin or not. Hopefully that makes sense. For right now, if you're beginning, don't worry about it, because for right now we do integrate it, because it's a great way to memorize the form, and it's a great way to really start working on how to release that Jin, and it's our training wheels. So let's bring in the breath while we're doing the form. Feet together. Good, big deep breath, exhale. Inhale as we pull the weight to the right. Exhale as we step out. Wuji. Inhale as the hands come up. And exhale as we go down. Inhale as we go across. And exhale as we shift the weight. Inhale as we step out, get set up with that left. And then exhale as we part the wild horse's mane. Inhale as we come forward. And then exhale as we roll back into stork spreads her wings. Inhale, right hand. Exhale. Inhale, we get set up and step out. And then we exhale into brush knee push step. Keep going forward. We inhale as we come back. All the weight goes into the back. And then exhale. Play the peepaw. Inhale, hand falls away, right hand turns back. And then exhale, release. And going into Pang. Inhale, grasp the peacock's tail. exhale, release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. We get set up. Exhale, release that left foot. Inhale and exhale. We inhale, exhale. So we inhale, counting, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, all the weight's into the leg, whoops, exhale, inhale, and exhale. We inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale as we step out, exhale as we release, fan through the back, inhale as we sweep, exhale as we punch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, coming up again. And exhale back to Wuji where we started from. Very good. Inhale as we pour that weight into the right foot. Exhale, we pour it into both. Now we are equally weighted back in our little circle. Inhale and exhale. There we have it. So hopefully this is helpful, that you're seeing how this should be a continuous flow of motion, not only in the physical body, but also in the breath. And now, once you start layering those in and they start to get a piece and a part of your practice, you should really start feeling that flow, like, wow, this feels so amazing, and you should start feeling the effects of, you can start feeling the energy and start feeling how effective and what amazing practice this really is. Okay, guys, talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye.